octave mapping. So, as you're learning guitar, as you're trying to figure out the notes on the fretboard, if you're learning cage theory and watching any of my videos and talking about how to navigate through that, biggest thing that's gonna help you the most with any of this is knowing your octave placement of the chord that you're playing. So if I'm playing, you should know all your notes on the fretboard. And when I say know them, like be able to pick a note and play it everywhere without hunting and pecking for it. It takes some time. You can do it in a few different ways. One way is to go through each string and just learn the natural notes, meaning no sharps, no flats. So on the E string, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Then we know it just repeats, so we don't need to keep going up. Then on the A string, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, and then it keeps going. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, the 12th fret is the D, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Then we're going and keep going. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. Knowing that the 12th fret's the same as your open strings kind of shrinks that down a little bit and will help you get to that next point because it just repeats after here. If you can understand the distance between strings and the notes within the strings, it's going to streamline it. Here's another way you can kind of streamline it. If you're looking at cage system going, okay, we got all that, but what does that mean if I'm playing, okay, I'm playing an F chord? Well, shoot, that's not a C shape. So how do I get through the cage system when I'm not starting on the C shape, right? We can spell it out. We know we can go, okay, well that's E. So the next one's D, because it's caged, right? And then C, and then A. But, kind of takes a little bit. What I like to do with all these shapes, what helped me a lot was understanding this idea of octave mapping. So, in this cage system, thinking when we're going through, yeah, we can, right? Cool. But in the heat of battle, meaning just improvising or comping a rhythm part, knowing where your root is going to be the biggest thing. It helps with chord progressions, helps with your solos, helps creating melodies. Our octave mapping can be very simple. When you go through those shapes, pick a few different chords at random, but start with the C and look at it. Where are my roots? My roots are on the B string and the A string. So that means anywhere on the guitar, if I play a root note, let's pick here. Okay, I'm playing a root note on a B string. Well, if I'm gonna fret above that B string, meaning towards the body of the guitar, I know that if I'm calling this my root, my octave's here on the A string. So that puts me into that C shape. All right, there's your octave. Go into the A form. There's my octave. It's between the A string and the G string. Go into the G form. My root note is on the G string. I have 2 octaves because E strings. Going into the E form. Those are the easy ones, the outside strings. If I'm playing 8th fret of the E string, that's a C. So I automatically know I have that C as well, but also here on the D string. When I get to the D form, my octaves are between the D string and the B string. And then we already talked about the C shape on the A and the B strings. So that means going back to this random note. Okay, so that's a G note. So if I want to play a chord and fret above that note, my root note's on the B string, that means it's going to be that C form. If I want to do below, it's going to be this D shape. All because I know that my root is here, and I just got to pick the direction where I want to go on the neck. Take some practice, but write out a couple different chords, just random, or slide to a note randomly on the guitar. Try to figure out that note first, and then build the chord around it. So that's going to be a little homework assignment for everybody to do. Just slide to a random note on a random string, and you should be able to play that chord in 2 spots in that area of the neck. You should be able to fret above, towards the body, and below. All right, have fun with that. It's going to take your playing to that next level.